All right, good evening, everybody. This is Leo Gilling on the Leo Gilling Show on a Tuesday evening. The final Tuesday, the final day of February 2023. It's the end of our second month. Tomorrow we go into a brand new month, but we are celebrating this month, Reggae Month, and today is the final day to have some sense of celebration. And today I have a gentleman here. He's a giant of a man. And I'm telling you, I was so impressed when I read his bio. It's nothing more than just really good stuff. And so I want to take a few moments. How are you, Copeland Forbes?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine and in good health. And thanks for having me. I hear a feedback though.
Oh yeah. Let me see. I'm not so sure. I'm not hearing a feedback from this side. So you're
okay.
fine here.
I just hear back myself. Your feedback.
Right, it's coming back to you. All right, great. All right, so on a Tuesday evening, we generally interview someone of serious importance. And this week, man, we have someone that I spoke to some 30 years ago or so. Let me see, 30, yeah, about 1997. And I know he's not going to remember me, but I was emceeing a concert in Los Angeles, Bob Marley Day. It was a Ragamuffin Festival, and he brought an artist. We had a chance. You called me to ask me because I was the MC, and you wanted to know a little bit about what I'm going to say and stuff. So it was pretty cool. It's nice to meet you. And I've read your bio. I've seen. Take a chance to look at it and read some of it for us this evening. It's pretty long. Jamaica's most prolific global tour manager, artist manager, and reggae historian Copeland Forbes has single-handedly put Jamaica on the map internationally than most other Jamaican dignitaries have. And let me tell you something, Forbes has continued to be a driving force behind the globalization of reggae music for many years. In fact, over 55 years, we embrace this genius of a man as Jamaica's Christopher Columbus, not for conquering countries, but for introducing reggae and the Jamaican culture to the world. Forbes, a truly multifaceted man, began his career in 1962 with a band called Harmony Cats. Oh my God, I didn't know you were singing. Harmony Cats, right? A very successful group that performed at corporate functions across Jamaica. A few years later, he debuted his dancing career with a new group he formed, the Coasters, at the club Sombrero, appearing with the mighty Viking band. His dance career evolved into a most illustrious and rewarding opportunity, ultimately landing him in this first 4 movies. And ladies and gentlemen, I watched this movie back in 1973, The French Connection. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. He's been in movies called Groove Tube, Goodbye Baby, and 40 Carats. And I want to start out right there. Tell me a little bit about, because I don't remember you, I don't remember the character in French Connection. Tell me about that a little bit.
Well, this came about when I was living in New York. This was 1970, and I was walking across 57th Street, and we saw this building marked 20th Century Fox. So we went inside the building, and four of us, who used to dance on TADP and Young World and where it's at in Jamaica. So we walk inside and we're looking at all the pictures and we're carrying on, and a guy came to us and said, "Where you guys from?" He heard us talking. He didn't know where we're from. I said, "We're from Jamaica." "So you guys are actors?" We said, "Yeah." "Are you guys ever acting movie?" We said, "Of course." He said, "What movie?" I said, "Pantomime." Yeah. He said, "Pantomime, what's that?" And I said, "Yeah, at the Watt Theater and thing." Then he said, "Well, you guys want to go up to the 10th floor? They audition people for an upcoming movie." So we heard that, and we went upstairs. we're going upstairs, we saw about 500 people in that place, pulling out forms and things. But we thought that we didn't have a standard chance to be selected.
Right.
Because number one, we had an accent. That's number one, Caribbean accent, you know. But we went through the motion, fill out our forms and thing, and then you go inside little different offices where the auditions are done. They give you a short script and you read it and you have to dramatize the script in like an actor, you know. And once you did that, then they take your form from you. They don't tell you yes or no. They just say, you'll hear from us. And that's it. So we left and we just look at it and we laughed at it, you know. And then one night I went home and my sister, my big sister, I was living with her on the upper west side of Manhattan, just below where the Audubon Ballroom, where that Muslim guy was killed. What's his name again? Back in the 60s, where he was murdered, right? And my sister said to me, some Fox place keep calling every minute, you know. I don't know what type of Fox is this. I didn't know what she talking about. Fox? Which Fox place? So she gave me the number that they left. So when I dialed the number, I heard 20th Century Fox, you know, I said, oh, my name is Copeland Forbes. Oh, Mr. Forbes, we've been trying to find you for a couple of days now. You know, you have been selected for the movie. You know, I said, really? He said, yeah. Can you come down to the office tomorrow to pick up all your credentials and thing and all the instructions? And we said, fine. I went down to 20th Century Fox, got all my stuff, and they said shooting was being done the next day in Brooklyn, right? The part of the movie we played, if you look back at it, you remember Santa
Yes, I'm going to look at it, yes.
Yeah, Santa Claus, which was played by not Roy Scheider, Gene Hackman.
Yes.
Gene Hackman played Santa Claus, and Roy Scheider, who was a star in Sharks, he was selling hot dog on the road, but they were undercover cops.
Right.
Right? And they dressed like that because it was Christmas. And then we were inside the bar, you know, where everybody was hanging out and they were looking for a wanted guy who was a drug pusher, you know. So my job was to stay in the bar and look out, you know, and then when I see anything very suspicious, I shout to George, the guy, you know, and if you can remember now when the guy ran out of the bar and Santa Claus was behind him, running with him, and then he pulled a knife out in an open lot and they were there striking after one another.
Yes, yes.
It was a nice short scene, but I tell you, it was the start of a lot of things to come. You know, and I got $3,000 in 1970.
Whoa, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. I went shopping on 42nd Street. I buy every flag shoes that was ever existed, you know.
So
that,
prior to that, right? You were into dancing, but what kind of dancing was this? I mean, because
yes, first I started out with the harmony catch, which was four of us in the group, and it's harmonicas we were playing. My scoutmaster was a music teacher, so he taught us to play the harmonica, and we were like harmonica, like what Stevie Wonder is playing.
Yes.
And there was a guy in Jamaica named Roy Richard who has a hit song with a harmonica. Yeah, with a harmonica. So we idolize him, and Big Mama Thornton is a big harmonica player in the United States, was an inspiration to us. So when we start performing all over tea parties and all kind of function, then we realize now we have to start do something else to get further. Yes. You know. So I switched over and I formed a group named the Coasters.
Okay.
Right, where we were dancing. You know, it was basically a dance group. You know, but we were doing singing and dancing at the same time. So I'm interested to find out about what kind of dancing this was. What kind of dancing? We were dance steps like James Brown, because we idolized James Brown.
Okay.
That was the kind of dancing, sliding across, flip.
Yes.
And it was loaded with a lot of acrobatic moves, you know, inside of it, because you had to rehearse properly, because when you flip a guy in the ear, and he spins 3 times, he has to come down on his legs. So you have to make sure everything was executed right and properly. So we rehearsed quite a lot, you know. And then the fact that we were affiliated with the Mighty Vikings band, we were members of the Mighty Vikings fan club, which was one of the top bands in Jamaica, like Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, right? We were able to get a lot of stage shows. all the Christmas morning shows and independent shows, and at nights, weekend at the Sombrero Club, out at Flamingo Hotel, this place named Dingo, out in the East. So we were getting a lot of shows through our affiliation with the band, right? So when we start, the only competition we had was a group named the Fabulous Flames, which had Lloyd Love in there, as one of the members, the same guy who sing Gilbert, and 3 other guys, plus this, they recording a song named
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, and that became a big hit.
Yes, it
so
was.
When we were dancing and we said, well, if we have to step up the ladder and to keep up with these people, we're going to have to start to sing and dance too. So we start to rehearse, singing and dancing and steps, sliding and everything. And we watched a lot of videos with the Temptations, who did a lot of dance steps in their routine. So James Brown and the Temptations were our idol. So we started to imitate them and performing acrobatic moves with our dance and thing. And, we used to mash up the place all over the stage.
So you dance to American music, right?
Yes. It was American music, right?
Okay.
The James Brown music. So the band was playing it, right? And we were dancing to the beat. I feel good. Sugar and spice, and Papa got a brand new bag.
Yes,
those are the songs, so we were sliding just like what James Brown was doing.
Wow.
Flipping, everything like that, So, and then I went overseas in 1967 and 1968, right? I was up in Wisconsin and Minneapolis, and then one night I went to a club named Rainbow Gardens, in a place named Rice Lake in Wisconsin. And there was a band playing there, but the lead singer was sick and he couldn't sing, So one of my friends went to the band leader and told him that we have a guy from the West Indies. This guy can sing and dance, man. Now, this is in the 60s. So, when the guy went up on the bandstand and started announcing, we have a guy from the Caribbean. I was the only blacks inside there. Everybody started looking at me, I got nervous now because I've never done anything in front of a foreign audience as yet.
Yes.
And then they made a big uproar and clap and applause. So I went up on the stage and they asked me what key. I didn't even know what key to tell them. So I just give them. So they played the James Brown song and I danced and sing, flip the mic, spin, split, everything. Then they asked for one more. There was a song named Mustang Sally by Wilson Pickett.
Mustang Sally.
So, yes, I sang that too, and then the Temptation song, never made a girl that make you feel the way that you do. It's all right. Hey. Sang that and danced and everything. And then when I was finished, I did 4 songs that night. And then the guy said to me, would you like to join our band to be, part of our band? And I said, yeah. So I got 3 months I was up there. I was in the band. The name of the band was Michael's Mystic, right? And I was the only black person inside there. I was getting $100 a week, man. But I can tell you, man, 1967, 68, $100 could go a long way.
You didn't rich, man. You didn't rich.
Yeah. I was buying the latest style shoes, the Flag Brothers shoes, which was the latest thing,
Flags,
I had every style of it.
Oh, my God. So when did you get back to Jamaica? So
I went back to Jamaica. And I started imparting some of the stuff I learned overseas. And we start to expand now. And I brought back a lot of outfits for my group. So we were dressed one week in full blue, even the shoes was the same color. But what we used to do now, we used to spray. Each week we spray the same shoes in the different colors that we're using. So if we were blue last week, the same shoes were sprayed into green for next week. And then the next time is gold. So we spray it to gold, And one week we were dancing at Sombrero and we didn't remember that the shoes didn't match the outfit. And when the band took a break and we were getting ready now to put on and we open the garment bag, we see that we have yellow outfit, right? and a blue shoes. So I had to run down Walton Park Road into a hardware store and get a spray paint. A 2 tin of spray paint, and run back to the dressing room. We were spraying the car. It was like sneakers, right? Sneakers, but it's sparkling colors.
Yes.
So we spray our shoes, man, and we're trying to get it dry in time and thing, And then they announced it, said, now it's time for the stage show and the special guest artist for the night, you know, and when it was Derek Arrett was in the band, and he was the MC, and he introduced us, and we just put on our sneakers, went out, man, and we start dancing. But guess what? The paint didn't dry, so the entire floor was covered with paints all over. But because it was psychedelic lights, you know, they figured it was part of our lighting show.
Yes. Because psychedelic was a big thing, right?
Yes, in those times then and so on, you know. So, you know, that was our Christian. Then in 1970 now, we entered the Jamaica Festival Dance Competition. And we won, right? And then we performed at the State Theatre on Independence Morning. And a lot of places in around Kingston, the Dingo Club, where Joe Simon was a special guest. He had a song named Choking Kind. Choking Kind, was a big hit, you know, so we were special guests on that show, you know, at Regal Theatre, Carib Theatre. And then I had to migrate and go to the United States. Yes. So we recruited another guy in there, we call him Tighten Up. He lives in Canada now, right? And we recruited him and to fill my spot, you know. I mean, this is just a picture, you know, of how we used to dress, you know, in our jumpsuit, you know, and so on, right? And another picture of us at State Theatre dancing, just flipping in the air and all that stuff. Yes. Well, listen, tell us what the book means, because that's your book, right? That's your book? Yeah, that's my book. Copeland Forbes. Yeah, the complete stories are in the book. You know, with pictures and everything, you know. So when you buy the book, you will see the exact thing what I'm talking about. Absolutely, you know? Absolutely. But luckily, I kept pictures from in the 60s all the way up. So people can see. It's a good story. All right, so tell me about because I read in your bio also that you've been an artist manager and you've toured the world. You toured the world and traveled with the Queen, with Bob Marley, with Barry Salmon, all of these guys. Gosh, you had a full life. Tell us about those kind of trips. Yeah, well, there was two parts of my life there, right? Okay. I was in the Boy Scouts. That's number one, right? I was a member of the Boy Scout, where I was a Queen Scout, you know, and I had the Duke of Edinburgh Award, Gold Award. So I was one of the top Boy Scouts. So I was selected many times for royal duties and anything that you know, here am I in my Boy Scout. Short pants, right? Yeah, short pants those days, right? And so I was selected when Princess Margaret came to Jamaica in 1962 to represent the Queen at Jamaica's independence celebration. So I was the official card opener for them when they arrived. That's Lord Snowden and Princess Margaret was representing the Queen at the independence celebration in 1962. Okay. So I traveled with them all around Jamaica, everywhere they went, because we were just their official card opener. You know, so we traveled and did all the royal duties and everything that was there. Here am I at Garden House. Yeah. Move it closer. Move it the other way. There you go. There you go. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay. I see. In black and white. In black and white. Okay. Yeah, we were the official card opener. Okay. For the royal party. Right. And so this was at Gordon House at the opening of Parliament. Yes. You know. Oh my God. So we did that, and we also did when His Majesty, His Imperial Majesty came to Jamaica in 1966. I was appointed His Majesty official card opener too. So I accompanied him from the airport to everywhere he went, King's House, up at UWI, on the train to Montego Bay, everywhere we went, you know, and perform our royal duty. So the Rastaman can't... Haile Selassie, right? Haile Selassie. The Rastaman can't tell me about Selassie because I meet him. You know, I move with him and chat with him. You know, so I know a lot about him. You know? So I did a lot of that, you know, and even other people like the Secretary General of the United Nations Youth Fund, you know, I was able to travel with him when he came to Jamaica. We did it for Lyndon Johnson, the Vice President, and we were rehearsing for President Kennedy, who was due to come to Jamaica in that latter part of the year, and it was the 22nd of November when that fatal news hit the world that he was assassinated,
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
And I mean, we felt it because he was such a very loved president. And here we are rehearsing for his visit, you know, and then he was taken away from the world.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my God. Oh my
And
God.
the other official duty that I was at 18 years of age, representing the Boy Scout, right? I was at a National Volunteers Organization camp at Calabar, where we have students from all over the world. And at the end of the week's activity, they vote to select the best student for the entire week. These are over 100 people from around the world. And I was voted the best one because the best person and the selected person will be the mayor of Kingston, right?
Oh, I needed to hear about that. Tell me about
Right,
that.
you
Yes,
know.
okay.
Yeah, because here's a picture with me inspecting the guard of honor.
Okay,
right?
yes, yes.
Right, at the Kingston Fire Brigade headquarters. Right? So
that was you, right?
yeah.
That was you.
Yeah, that's me with the door, but if
Yes,
you look
yes.
if you look
On the other side.
the finger is
Up
you will
more.
see
Yes,
the
there you
picture.
go. Okay, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yes.
inspecting the guard of honor over at the Kingston Fire Brigade department.
Okay, okay.
Right.
Yes.
So it's just I say everything is in the book, you know, I just give it a little touch of it as we go along. You know, so that
in the meantime, I want to take the opportunity to let you tell them where to get the book right now. Please tell them where.
Yeah, well, the book is available on Amazon.com.
Amazon.
Right? Amazon is and they've moved fast. I've known people who ordered it 9 o'clock in the morning and they got it on their doorstep 6 o'clock the same evening, you know? So
and the name of the book,
just go on Amazon.com.
And the name of the book?
And the name of the book is Reggae My Life Is. Reggae My Life Is. Right? It's like saying that my life is reggae.
Yes,
but
I know. I
turn it around, you know, Reggae My Life Is, because after Is My Life has been so many different things.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So